Chapter 1, Mishnah 6. The Mishnah cites the biblical sources for the number of judges who sit on the Great Sanhedrin and the Lower Sanhedrins. The Great Sanhedrin consists of 71 judges, and the Lower Sanhedrin consists of 23 judges. And from where is it derived that the Great Sanhedrin consists of 71 judges? As it is stated that God said to Moshe, "Gather for me 70 men from the elders of Israel." Numbers chapter 11, verse 16. The original Great Sanhedrin in the wilderness had 70 judges, with Moshe over them. Thus, we see that 71 judges are required for the Great Sanhedrin. The next Tana disagrees about the number of judges in the Great Sanhedrin. Rabbi Yehuda says it has only 70 judges because Moshe was not included. The Mishnah now discusses the Lower Sanhedrin of 23. And from where is it derived that a Lower Sanhedrin consists of 23 judges? As it is stated concerning a court that tries a case involving the death penalty, i.e. a Lower Sanhedrin, and the congregation shall judge, and the congregation shall save. That would be in Numbers chapter 35, verses 24 and 25. The verse mentions two congregations, a congregation that judges, i.e. argues to convict the defendant, and a congregation that saves, i.e. argues to acquit him. The word congregation refers to 10 men, as will be shown below. Thus, the verse refers here to 20 judges. Before showing that another 3 judges must be added to a Lower Sanhedrin, bringing the total to 23, the Mishnah proves that a congregation contains at least 10 people. And from where is it derived that a congregation is at least 10 people? As it is stated concerning the 12 spies that Moshe sent to Eretz Yisrael, until when will this evil congregation persist? See Numbers chapter 14, verse 27. Joshua and Caleb, although among the spies, were excluded from the evil congregation since they were righteous. This leaves us with 10 of the original 12 spies. Thus we see that the word congregation refers to a group of at least 10 people. The Mishnah now provides the source for adding the final 3 judges. And from where is it derived that we are to add another 3 judges to the 20, bringing the total to 23? From the implication in the verse, do not follow a majority to harm the defendant, Exodus chapter 23, verse 2, which seems to mean that a majority of judges is not enough to convict someone. I may conclude that I do follow the majority to benefit the defendant, that is, a majority is enough to acquit him. If so, why is it stated later in the same verse, according to the majority it shall be decided? This cannot mean that a majority is enough to acquit the defendant, since the law was already implied by the first part of the verse. Rather, the second part of the verse must be referring to convicting the defendant, and it teaches, your decision to acquit the defendant shall not be the same as your decision to harm, convict. That is, your decision to benefit can be based on only one judge, i.e. even a majority of one is enough for acquittal. Whereas your decision to harm must be based on at least 2 judges, i.e. a majority of 2 is required for conviction. Accordingly, at least 22 judges are necessary because it must be possible that 10 judges vote to acquit, as derived above from a congregation that saves, and 12 judges vote to convict, a congregation that judges plus a majority of 2. However, a court cannot have an even number of judges, therefore we add 1 more judge to them, which makes a total of 23. It has thus been proven here that a Lower Sanhedrin, which decides capital cases, requires 23 judges. The previous Mishnah taught that every town in Eretz Yisrael must have a Lower Sanhedrin, 23 judges. Our Mishnah defines how large a town must be to require its own Sanhedrin. How many people must be living in a town for it to be fit for a Lower Sanhedrin? 120. Atana disagrees. Rabbi Nehemiah says it must have at least 230 people, so that each of the 23 judges leads at least 10 residents, which corresponds to the officers of tens who are mentioned in the Torah.